My name's Alexander King.
I'm Ian.
Hey, I'm Lexi.
So my name is Ben Grimison.
My name's Guy Dunkley.
My name is Rebecca Lennon.
So I'm Zach.
My name is Genevieve McManamy. I'm about to go into my first Anatomy 101 laboratory session and work in the wet lab.
Physiotherapy is something I wanted to do for a long time. I've had experiences at physios and with physios who've all been really great people, so I kind of want to follow into that.
I love sport. I've had a few injuries, so the way that physios have treated me previously sort of interested me.
I'm studying physiotherapy because it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always been fascinated by human movement and the human body and helping people.
When I get them at the very beginning, so they're uni bubbers, they're brand new, it's all scary, it's all new, they're in different buildings all over the place, they don't understand how uni works, so it's quite overwhelming for them at first, but by the end of their first semester they've got it down.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because I'm not sure what to expect.
I didn't even know what a wet lab was, so I still don't know what it is.
Pretty nervous. Don't know how I'm going to react.
Oh yeah, a bit nervous and excited to be honest, and a bit thrilled as well because it's something you haven't done before.
I love the way the body's put together and I love learning about it. Every single day that I'm teaching, I will learn something new myself.
Well, I think a lot of the time people can be a bit confronted by what they see because they're dealing with real human bodies, and that's not something to be taken lightly.
It is pretty confronting knowing that you're going to be working with cadavers, but I'm interested and I'm curious to see what it's going to be like.
To be honest, I'm a bit nervous, I suppose you would be. It's a new experience, but I am excited to learn more and actually put my theory into practice.
Well, it gives you a great first-hand experience that I don't think you could get any other way.
All physio is based on anatomy, so whether they're going to be a musculoskeletal physio, cardiothoracic, neuro, whatever it is, whatever their specialty is going to be, all of it relies on an underpinning of anatomy. So they actually need to know this stuff.
I think that some people would be confronted by it. I think probably from a bit of a mental or spiritual perspective, these are people who had real lives and real stories. So I feel that when I see one for the first time, I'm going to wonder, who are you? Where are you from? What's your story? What's your background? That's quite emotional, I think.
I love teaching anatomy and I love the aha moments. So I love it when the penny drops and a student will suddenly get something and they'll look at me and go, oh, okay, I get that now.
The past 10 weeks in the wet lab have been really eye-opening and quite interesting in so many ways. I've seen muscles that I never really knew existed before, and I'm going about my day-to-day life using these muscles, and it's just nice to see what it's all made up of and how the human body works and all the structures that perform those actions.
I would probably describe anatomy as a lot of intense learning and a lot of fascinating facts. Essentially the muscles and bones that work together and fit together in a pretty impressive way.
I think this is one of the best units for them to get an appreciation of the bodies that they're treating. Patients aren't just there to help them pay the bills and pay the mortgage. This is their chosen career, and the good of their patients and looking at more holistically is such an important thing, and they get a really good grounding in that from day one here due to the amount of respect that's needed to be in this class.
Look, I think down the track I'll find that it will be a very positive impact because I'll be able to take that into my profession and have empathy and understand where people are coming from and want to know their individual stories as well.
The cadaver that we are able to learn off of was, and I guess still is, a person and means something to somebody, just as we mean something to somebody.
I think respecting the cadavers and the bodies that we work with is essentially respecting the life that they had and the people that they touched and the things that they did. So I think it is very important to respect the bodies that we work with.
They definitely maintain their human dignity even after death and when they're in the wet lab, so that means you have to maintain that level of respect that you'd give them as if you were to meet them in real life, I guess.
Maintaining that human dignity is to maintain the respect for their lives in the past and maintain also respect for their choice and giving us the opportunity to be able to utilise their body to learn for future purposes.
For me, what makes a person is maybe their individuality and the way that they are in the world physically and mentally and spiritually. Those three big words, I think, come together and complement each other, and without one, the others don't really reach a full potential, I suppose you could say.
What makes a human would be, I guess, their own thoughts, beliefs, knowledge, and obviously, I guess, the body, it kind of carries that around. Spirituality
and a physical being go hand in hand. So we're both a physical being that has a spirit, and we're also a spirit that has a physical being, I would say. So you can't really have one without the other, and you've got to respect both.
After seeing what's inside the body that you wouldn't really see on the surface, I definitely think the body's beautiful. Seeing how everything interconnects and all the structures that make up me.
You really can't appreciate it until you have a look at it, and it's beautiful in a sense that there's so many different structures that people aren't even aware of.
Mind-blowing to peel the skin back and have a look and see what goes on underneath.
We understood we had bones and muscles and all of these components prior to studying physio and anatomy, but once you are able to go in and study using the cadavers and just study anatomy in general, you understand the functioning behind everything, why everything looks the way it is shaped the way it is the size it is, and it makes you kind of understand it is beautiful in a way, because it's just an incredible thing. The body is only beautiful because it has a certain array of, I guess, intelligence about it.
You'd have to definitely think maybe there's some other force at play, because the way everything interconnects and fits together perfectly just makes you think, like, how did that come to be?
Having that, as I mentioned before, the precision, everything working, makes you question, not necessarily question, but hopefully realise that there is a sort of higher power, and that it's not just there by luck or by coincidence. It's been placed there quite specifically. And so in that way, the natural, what we have here, our body, our limbs, muscles, bones, that all working together allows us to gain a little bit of an insight into possible supernatural. We say we were made in the image and likeness of God, so for us not to be beautiful is to be undermining God's beauty in a way. But each person is created in their own specific way, and we definitely have to understand that and to respect that in everyone.
The sheer scope of what we still don't know. We can know so much about the muscles and the bones and the ligaments and the structures, but just the way everybody's different, everybody's slightly unique.
After seeing all this, definitely going into the profession where I would be working with people that don't really have these functions that work optimally, it would definitely help me realise the complexity of these injuries or setbacks they've had.
When you're learning, it allows you to sort of connect the dots. We're told whereabouts everything is, but it's only when we actually get inside the wet labs and see everything, we can sort of picture it on ourselves and on others, and just makes it quite a lot easier.
I would say thank you to the family and friends of the body donor.
Wouldn't be possible if those people hadn't decided to, make that decision, make that sacrifice and donate their bodies to science.
Especially now that I get to work on someone who's donated their body, I feel like I should be able to do the same for someone else.